Your options for a hybrid minivan have just increased as the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid makes its debut. This minivan provides a versatile cabin with the economy of a compact car. Under the hood of the 2025 Carnival Hybrid is the 1.6-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine that is found in a few other hybrid Kia and Hyundai models. On its own, this engine produces 177 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. With the addition of the electric motor, the combined total output of this minivan is 242 horsepower and 270 pound-feet of torque. Because Kia likes to use a turbocharged engine with their hybrid powertrains, it means that the Carnival has a bit more pep in its step when compared to the Toyota Sienna. Of course, it can't quite match the power of the V6 in the Honda Odyssey, but this Kia Carnival Hybrid does not feel like a sloth. Under normal driving conditions, the engine revs between 1500 and 2000 RPMs. But on occasion, when encountering a steep hill, don't be surprised if you see the RPM indicator hit 3500 or 4000 RPMs. Of course, like many other hybrid vehicles, the engine will provide the brunt of the power when accelerating from a stop. Then, once the minivan is up to speed, it will shut off for brief periods and drive on electricity alone to maintain the vehicle's speed. For a vehicle that weighs roughly 2.2 tons, the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid returns some very efficient fuel economy numbers. It's rated for 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers in a city and 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers on a highway. Better yet, it's possible to get even better fuel economy, as I did during my week with the Carnival Hybrid. I averaged 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers. One unique feature to this hybrid powertrain is that it has a 6-speed automatic transmission instead of an eCVT, which is more commonly used in hybrid vehicles. The 6-speed provides a more natural driving demeanor than an eCVT. You can hear when the transmission is shifting gears because the engine RPMs change, but for the most part, you don't really feel them. The only times that the shifts are more noticeable is when the car is in sport mode and you have your foot planted on the throttle pedal. But don't expect quick shifts from this transmission and don't expect fast response times if you want to use the paddle shifters. Another unique feature of this hybrid powertrain is that it allows you to choose from different regenerative braking modes. There are levels 1, 2, and 3, with each providing more and more regen force. Personally, I didn't really like any of these modes while driving under normal situations. These provide almost instant regenerative braking, and it's almost like as though it's an on-off switch. It's very difficult to control it with the throttle pedal. However, I did find myself using these modes while going downhill, and just switching between levels 1, 2, and 3 to control the speed of the minivan. As for handling, well, obviously minivans are not known for their exciting driving demeanors, and this one is no different. But like all other minivans, the Kia Carnival is easy to drive in a city and on highways. It doesn't feel straining while sitting in the driver's seat for hours on end during a family road trip or during a long commute to work. The steering is light, but it firms up just enough on highways to keep the van stable. It also has a pretty decent turning circle so that you don't have to perform a 3-point turn every time you need to turn around. But unlike the other two hybrid minivans on sale, this one is front-wheel drive only. There is no all-wheel drive option. The Kia Carnival Hybrid has one of the biggest interiors out of all the minivans. Starting in the front seats, they are plenty spacious for tall adults. This EX trim has synthetic leather, which feels pretty good to the touch, but the seats themselves are a little bit too flat. Both are power operated on this trim, with the driver having power lumbar adjustments. In the second row, the sliding doors are power operated and can be remotely opened or closed. This EX trim has 3 passenger seating, while the SX Plus trim adds VIP style lounge seats in the second row. These bench seats can slide and recline individually, and each outer seat has its own armrest. Additionally, you can remove these seats one by one for more cargo space, but be aware, these seats are very heavy. In the third row, there are 3 seats with space being a little bit more limited compared to the second row. However, if individuals sitting in the second row are generous, they can move their seats a little bit more forward to allow for more legroom in the third row. There are sunshades in this third row, as well as in the second row, and a USB-C charging port to each side. Behind all rows of seats, the Carnival Hybrid has 1,139 liters of cargo space with a deep cargo area. There are a couple of small storage bins on the left side and power plugs on the right side. The third row seats fold neatly into this large cavern in the floor, but as I mentioned earlier, the second row seats have to be individually removed if you want more cargo space. With all rows of seats stowed or removed, the 2025 Carnival Hybrid has 4,110 liters of cargo space, which is a bit more than the other minivans on sale. And if you're wondering, the Carnival Hybrid receives a tire mobility kit rather than a temporary spare wheel like the V6 version. In Canada, the LX Plus trim of the 2025 Carnival Hybrid has quite a few convenience features as standard. Some of these include heated front seats along with a heated steering wheel, a heated windshield, which is quite rare to see, the aforementioned sliding rear doors, 3-zone automatic climate controls, power liftgates, built-in navigation along with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity, a backup camera, keyless entry with push-button start, front and rear parking sensors, and navigation-based smart cruise control with stop go function. This EX trim further adds a wireless phone charging pad, the synthetic leather upholstery, the 19-inch wheels, full LED taillights, power folding mirrors, and rain sensing wipers, which have a mind of their own. In my opinion, intermittent wipers are far superior to automatic wipers. As for the price that you'll be paying for the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid, the LX Plus trim starts at $46,545 Canadian. This EX trim will cost you an additional $2,900 Canadian, while the top of the line SX Plus trim will cost you $56,445 Canadian. So in the end, the addition of the hybrid powertrain to the 2025 Kia Carnival takes it right up to almost the top spot of the minivan ladder. The Toyota Sienna still has it beat with better fuel efficiency and an all-wheel drive option. But this Carnival Hybrid is not far behind with its spacious cabin, lower price tag, and feature-rich interior. If you'd like to know more about this 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid, I have a more detailed written review of it over on my website. You can find that link in the video description or click on the pop-up banner in the top right corner. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.